And he's well known for being the best medium in Canada.
Best Canadian medium.
Best Canadian medium. Best Canadian medium.
In Pasadena.
In Pasadena, correct, yes.
Please, don't put me.
And yeah, we're honored here to have him. And we're honored to have him here. And maybe you can tell us a little bit more about yourself, Reverend Rob.
I'll try that. I'll stand up for a moment so I become accustomed to the group. I had hoped that we could have had a circle with this small group, but since I'd have to disrupt myself and everybody else in the room, you look very comfortable where you are. My introduction was supposed to be that I wanted the chairperson to announce me as the best Canadian medium in Pasadena. Because there's only one, and that's me. So then I can't be blamed for anything or saying the wrong thing. So it's all in humor. I like to have fun when I'm working a service. I think all of us should be. We need more fun in our lives. We need more smiles. All of us have a very gloomy life when we have to do with the real world, with what's going on. And I've always looked for humor. At one point I used to do crowning, and at one point I did some crowning in spiritual churches, but it didn't go over very well. I was not too well accepted. And actually, for a while I was thinking I'm going too far with this stuff today. So I hope I'm not. If I do, please say, look, I just love the energy that's here. And I love to see when I see the ethnic groups, and everybody's welcome. I love to see there's not Catholic, Protestant, Jewish, or Hindu, or whatever. And you're all here with God's laws. I started in this work 30 years ago when I started with the Edgar Cayce material. I was married at the time, and my life was a mess. I didn't know which direction to take. So me being here today hasn't been an easy road. I had to separate myself from family and friends and children and wife and whatever goes on in a regular daily life, because I didn't know me and I really didn't know what I wanted. We're all searching, and I'm searching, and I have been searching. How many of us have been told we're crazy because we come here and look for the spirits to visit us? You know, and I came to a place that's all we do every day is look for spirits to visit us. And people come to see us in our cages, you know, to see what our needs are and how different. I know my first trip to Chesterfield, Indiana, where I was ordained, Camp Chesterfield, I used to look in the medium's windows to see if there's any cats hanging or witches' hats or brooms in the corner. And that's how naive I was. And I couldn't understand people having mediumship. Well, my search ended up in Casadega, and it's my home. You've heard all kinds of stories about it, but I'm sure if I speak to each one of you, I'd be able to tell all kinds of stories about you and your background and your family, and what you've done wrong and what you've done right. But the beautiful part is, you're here today. That's what you've done right. You've come here to share who you are. The healing was spectacular. You just standing there, I could see you bringing in your energies. I felt it when I was sitting there. And I'm proud of people that do that. They can stand up, as I am now, because you could be firing bullets from the back row and hit me. So I'm proud. I wanted to talk to you today. One thing, I spoke to you about family and how I had to separate. I have 3 daughters. The oldest has just turned 50. And she had a son who had leukemia at 8 years old. And his sister was able to give her bone marrow to him and saved his life. At the same time, my middle daughter lost her son, who was mentally challenged and very seriously mentally challenged. So we had this family disruption. And the 2 family members, the 2 daughters of the younger ones, separated from my wife and myself and my ex-wife. It had nothing to do with us for the past 10 years. And it was a tragedy for me to lose 2 of my daughters that are 3. So when I speak to you, I speak from experience. My heart bleeds. But I realize that that's a path that I have to be on. And that's my creative path. I have to understand that. My door is always open for them, because they're my family and my daughters. But, so my grandchildren, the girl that gave the bone marrow to her brother is now 19, and my grandson is 17. And they're just so attached, and the doctor said that when you get bone marrow from somebody else, you take on the other person's personality. My grandson is madly in love with his sister. I think somewhere along the line they were probably together as a married couple in past lives. She's very sensitive, my granddaughter. And last year I was feeling a little bit down. I wasn't in the right place. Nobody loved me. I just wanted somebody to help me in my life and be part of my life. And, you know, all those things that we have, there's not a person in the room who hasn't had a day that they felt like that. What am I doing right in this life? She sent me this letter. She says, "Dear Papa, I know there are things we'd both love to change about our lives, such as our family situation or compact car. The truth is that no family, no matter how glossy their lives seem to be, are perfect. Our family has been through a lot. We must have lost many members, some by choice and others with a cause. In my opinion, I believe that the reason that the six of us are still together is because we are the strongest of those who have survived our family's version of hell. Papa, when the situation at hand was tough, when it was a tough one, you never let the six of us down. With Tyler, you were always, that's a boy who had leukemia. With Tyler, you were always around and you did whatever you could to help. With me, you always pick me up at the metro and bring me to lunch and drop me off at the center where she worked. With my mom, you were always there to drive to appointments, care for her, and congratulate everything she's done. With my dad, you always get in disagreements, but you were always looking out for each other. This is my ex with Nanny. You do pretty well. Everything besides wiper you know what. Papa, I just want to write you this letter because I know you felt down a lot lately and you feel people don't have time for you. The truth is we love you. I love you. I love our disagreements. I love being silly with you. I love working with you. I love eating your yummy food you make, and I love having you in my life. Most of all, I love you and the man you are for me. Thank you. And that she took pictures of the Christmas presents she was going to give me.
Oh.
With the butterflies. So we get something like that, and it's heartwarming. And I realize how we all need that love. We all need to see that bit of appreciation. Can you understand me? Thank you. I like to test people and see it. You're here to be with me. I guess the biggest thing I wanted to tell you today as to how Edgar Cayce has changed my life by getting to know the man. I've been involved, you mind if I sit now? I've been involved with the Cayce material for over 35 years. That's one of the causes for my breakup of my marriage, because I took my ex to Virginia Beach with my family, and I spent my days learning about Cayce, and my ex wanted to spend her days sitting in the sun at the beach. To me, my purpose was to learn about this man's connection with the outer sources and what the readings were all about. And believe me, I stuck to those for the past 30 years. What I learned from the readings and trying to understand what was meant, what this man's purpose in life was. a month ago, I met the writers of the latest books on Cayce, which was Sidney Kirkpatrick and his good wife, Nancy. And they were able to get into the archives at Virginia Beach. And they're able to find out the names of the people that Mr. Cayce gave readings for. So, and then he wrote a book on Cayce's bio, the latest up-to-date one, and it mentions what presidents he read for, what movie stars he read for, and putting the names on gives it so much more identity than just putting a number on. You know, it said Mr. Cayce did a reading for number 54375, and he told this person to be careful of the world politics and what goes on. Be careful. Watch out for the citizens of the United States. It's your responsibility. Never mention the name, but he read for 3 presidents. It was never known because just lately this information came out, and it was the information that he was giving was needed. Can you know what I'm saying here? Mm-hmm. How important it is to have that name. Why don't you come up and sit in front here so I can see into your eyes? Me? Yes, you. Any other ladies at the back? There's 2 seats out there. I want you to share this with me if you can. I shouldn't pour my heart out and all you folks just be sitting there. So, in reading this book, I truly found myself. Because when I do a reading, I read for each individual. I could never understand, why aren't I able to do the same reading for everybody? Why can't I not say somebody eat more bananas with grapefruit and so on, with a mix of it, tomato juice, a little onion on the side? It's never happened. Everybody's different. Everybody is different. Everybody has a different message they need to hear. Some today it's going to be, well, somebody loves you, or we need more medications. We need to pay more attention to a herbalist. Or we need the Oriental community. We need to understand that more in our life. But each individual here needs a different thing, okay? And this book was written on the individuals that Cayce read for. And that's what touched my heart, because I know when I do a seance now that I am contacting that individual and feel I'm contacting what they need, not what I need. Not to say your spirits are great for you today. I see your great-grandmother with you and she smokes cigars. That doesn't mean anything, does it? But if I say to I see new things in your life, just keep the curtain moving. Keep developing yourself. You got something out of that because that's directly for you. And you respected your grandmother because she probably gave you a smack quite often to say, get on the right path. So I had a seance last night, and I had a little bit of a problem after because the lady that was helping me spoke to me and said, you shouldn't talk like that to somebody. And I'll just relate the message, but you don't know who it is, so it's private. But this young woman, I saw her yesterday afternoon. She was sitting in the bookstore, like all alone, sitting back in the chair. My guide said she'd probably be at the seance tonight. Sure, she was at the seance tonight with her mother's friend. And so I came to her. I led them in a guided meditation. And in the guided meditation, she saw this black coming over her eyes. She saw this black veil. So when I went around the circle after, I said, what did you pick up? And she said, oh, I saw this black. And I said, well, what do you think of black? Oh, no, that's danger. And my view of black is it's a perfect color. Mm-hmm. It's a new start. Mm-hmm. Think of in the movies or when they pull that screen down, your thoughts stop. Mm-hmm. Everything stops. And if you're looking at a summer scene or a winter scene, the way the curtain opens again, it's a brand new scene. So would you not interpret that as being a means of a new life or a new start. And then I saw a pit bull. And you know what a pit bull is known for? To me, it has two sides. It can be very loving and very kind, and people love them. But they also turn on you very quickly, and people's personality. Well, after, my friend said to me, you shouldn't have brought that up about the pit bull. Because she admitted herself that she was having a divorce issue, and her ex-husband was very brutal, beating and a lot of suffering. And I said, well, how could I not do that in the seance? That's what you needed to hear. That creator was saying, this old guy up there with a bald head was able to say, I see this for you, and this is happening, and it's right. To me, that made her feel creator's looking after you. If you've got some stranger who is able to do this and bring that into your life. And that's what's happened with Mr. Cayce's work in me over the 30 years, is I'm able to understand myself that I have a special gift. What's your special gift?
Which one?
Yes, which one?
One thing. Just one thing, think quickly.
Bring about healing to people.
Okay. And how about this young man here? What's your special gift to bring to the world?
Love. Yeah.
Hmm?
Love. Yep.
Yeah, I see that. Everybody, when you came in, said they love you. How about you, Tracy?
Healing.
Healer?
Yeah.
Okay. You?
Understanding and love.
Good.
Yeah.
Hattie, what's your astral sign?
Aries.
I was impressed with you up there in the healing chair. I was watching you.
Hi.
You're just taking it all in. Yeah, good God bless you. Yes, sir.
Thank
What's your gift?
You said you are crown, you said, right?
Hmm?
You used to be crown, right? I had been performing long time, so kind of development perform in the spiritual way.
Good. So you feel good about yourself and your life.
Yes, yeah. I try to communicate with the audience with spiritual perform.
Good. That's nice. My friend.
Healing.
But everybody's healing, so none of you are unique. You must have a unique style of healing. That's what I want you to get to. I want you to say, I just love touching somebody, then my heart is in it. Can you bring out your uniqueness? My gift is to say to you, hey, I'm a big shot up here. I can stand that. So you folks can say, ah, geez, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that better than he can. He probably can. But you just don't have the courage to sit up here and wait for those bullets to be fired before they drag you out. And, you know, I'm at that point where I can say, look, I've lived long enough, I want to share myself. I want to make sure that I light some lights. I want to make sure that all you folks have an opportunity to say, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. There was one person, let's speak, Carol, you're on.
Make the world a prettier place.
Good. It's a very good example. Yes, sir. Please
Compassion.
don't close your body language. Open your arms. Show me you love me. Good. Go ahead. What's your gift?
Compassion.
Compassion?
Yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's very unique to say that. Especially a man like you with all that macho. I appreciate that. I feel that you're very compassionate. Yes, ma'am.
Healing. Teaching.
Yes.
Teaching people what?
Oh, yes. Patience.
Teaching what I know. Teaching what is passionate with me.
Sharing the light.
Yes.
Sharing the light that made you shine. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. What me in the eye up
I
here.
want to say listening.
Pardon me?
I want to say listening,
Good.
because I listen to everything and everybody and every creature, so,
Every dimension.
and every
Yeah.
dimension.
That's a great gift. Not too many people can do that. But I'd say you make a good judge. If you're a good listener, you'll be a good judge. If somebody asks you for an opinion, you can go straight to the source and really help those people. That's my idea.
For me, it's connecting to Mother Nature and go through the path of healing and love and spiritual.
Good. Good.
For me, it's learning, giving love and understanding.
Very good. Love. Give me an example of a special love you have. Don't tell me about last night. Just
Oh!
you want to give me one example of how your love is different.
My love,
Yeah.
giving
how-
love to my family, to my friends, to the whole world,
To us.
to everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. That's good. You know, what I'm trying to get from each of you is your uniqueness. You all have a piece of Mr. Cayce with you, but you haven't suffered the trials and tribulation that man did in order to get to where he had to get. We all have it, but we all have obstacles that we can't cross or hurdle. We've got to think of it. If it's a light you have that wants to shine, you have to speak it. How am I doing for time?
It's probably time to wrap it up.
How long?
Wrap up.
Okay, so I just want, the most important person in here was a gentleman by the name of David Kahn, who, as a young boy, helped Edgar Cayce to do a reading, because he didn't have his wife with him or his secretary, so they invited the little boy from next door who was Jewish. And he did the reading with Mr. Cayce. From that point on, they were very close friends. There's 20 years difference. Kahn had a lot of difficulty making money, but every time he got into trouble, he'd call Mr. Cayce. He had 250 readings with Mr. Cayce, but he brought 450 people to Mr. Cayce. And those 450 spread the light, like I'm trying to do today from Mr. Cayce's light. You all have that light. Make it shine. Make your light shine. Make that creative part of you a centered part of your life, no matter what the obstacles. Always get to that spiritual part of you that's connected with the one source. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for listening.